There are times in life, if you are really going to succeed, you must learn how to stand alone, to take risks by yourselves, and remember, where there is no risk, there is no reward at all. The Bible tells me in Romans 8:31 that if God be for you, who can be against you? So the first thing that you need to understand is that as long as God is on your side, then who really can be against you? So what does that bring me to? It brings me back to what I've been teaching in some videos concerning becoming a person of excellence. And I want you to understand something very important, that excellence is not a skill, but excellence is actually an attitude. Excellence is an attitude that you form, and excellence is something that you must learn to master. It's something that develops your character. It's something that helps you to lift standards. It is something that helps you actually to develop a certain way of doing things, in a certain quality way of doing things, and in a certain way of looking exceptional and looking good, or looking different from what everybody else is concerned. So you must master it. You must have that attitude in you. It must be something that every morning you wake up already having it in your mind, that you know what, I am a person of excellence. Whatever it is that I do, however I do it with excellence. Everything you're doing in your life, the way you look, the way you present yourself, the way you communicate, the way you talk to people, the way you handle people, the way you relate with people around you, the way you handle yourself, the behaviors and the mannerisms you have in as far as life is concerned, all of them is an attitude you develop in you, that all of them push you to a place of excellency. You need to understand it's not about a skill. And that means whenever you have being subjected to adversity, or somebody who is going through challenges, and as far as you're concerned, those adversities and those challenges that you're having, you will use them for your own advantage, to learn things from them. Why is that so? Because as a man or a woman of excellence, you can never become exceptional if you're not willing to learn from things that are around you. You have to be willing to learn from the things that you're assimilating in terms of material. But at the same time, you must be willing to learn from the experiences that you're having around you. Some of those experiences are not necessarily going to be good things. Some of the things that you're learning from have to do with challenges, have to do with adversities, have to do with enemies around you, have to do with challenges around you. But because you have decided to be a man or a woman of excellence, because you have decided to be a person of excellence, you actually ultimately find yourself learning from them. As you learn from them, you develop particular skills in as far as dealing with those things. And as you develop skill, what happens is you ultimately find yourself growing and growing and growing. You see, people or persons of excellence are people who will always grow on a daily basis. And how do they grow? They grow because they learn. They grow because they get into situations that make them desire to get out. And how do they get out? By learning and knowing something new every other time. You need to understand the people who are persons of excellence, because of understanding that this is an attitude that even when they walk around, they always remember that they are different, and they desire to remain different and to be different in a world where people are always thinking different. That means these are people, persons of excellence, are people who will always stand out. Even when the world is going in an opposite direction, when the world is going the wrong directions, they will stand out, and they will not only stand out, but they will have their own principles they stand on. That basically means if things are being done in a certain way, they will not do it in a certain way because everybody is doing it in that certain way. They will do it according to what they think is correct for themselves, what they think is right, and what they think is going to be good for themselves. That is something that you need to always remember, because if you're a man or a woman of influence, not influence, but a person of excellence, you cannot afford to follow the crowd. As the crowd goes this way, you're also going with the crowd. As the crowd goes into a hole, you're also getting into the hole. As the crowd is singing a certain song, you're also singing the same kind of a song. If you are that kind of a person, you know where you're going in as far as life is concerned. You need to understand the people of influence and people of excellence, People who desire to be different from other people, they will always stand out and look different in as far as life is concerned. The people who are in this kind of a state, they are always very admirable. People who understand that this is an attitude, not a skill, they end up becoming very admirable. They become people of very strong character. They are people you will desire to be around. They become very exceptional in different ways. They will become people who other people will talk about, and they will be talking about them on a positive way. I like it when I hear people talking about me in terms of, well, I've done this, and oh my goodness, look at Mongai. He's this and this. He has been a blessing. He has touched me this way. He has done this to me. He has helped me grow this way. He has developed me this way. That's the kind of a desire I have on a daily basis. Why? Because I have made up my mind that I have to be admirable. I've made up my mind that through my character, I will be exceptional and I'm going to be different. Listen to me. Listen to me. You can be different wherever you are. You can be different as an entrepreneur. You can be different in your profession. You can be different in your career. You can be different in your ministry. As long as you desire to become a person of influence, as long as you desire to become different in many ways. The Bible records about a man called David, in Daniel chapter number 3. What do we see what do we see about Daniel? The Bible calls him a man with a spirit of excellence. Why is he a man with a spirit of excellence? It's because everything Daniel was doing was so exceptional that the other people who were working with him and around him, they noticed him. They could not ignore him. In fact, Daniel was so exceptional that the king himself was going for counsel from him. He was so exceptional that even when the king was made to punish Daniel for not worshiping their gods or not bowing down to their gods, and he threw him in the den of lions, the Bible records that the king could not sleep because he knew Daniel was different from everybody else. You see, the thing is, when you're a man or a woman of excellence, you will always be different. And my message for you right now is that be different in whatever it is that you're doing. Be a man of excellence. Be a woman of excellence. And by so doing, become different wherever you are. Be different in your business premises. Be different in your job. Be different in your school career. Be different with your family issues. Just be different. And I'm not saying being different in a negative way. I'm saying being different in a positive way. Let people admire you because you are admirable. But you can never be admirable if you're not a person of excellence. You are not a person of excellence. A person of excellence will always be admirable. And the beautiful thing is, whenever people admire you, believe me, the reward will also always be money. The reward will always be money. People reward you when they admire you. People reward you when they like the way you're doing your things. People reward you when they see the way your things are exceptional and they are different. They will always reward you. You need to have that kind of a desire. Desire to be admirable. Desire to be an excellent person. Desire to do things that are different from what everybody else is doing. My prayer for you is that you become excellent in everything you do in your life. Don't take anything for granted. Don't take anything lightly. Everything you're doing, whether it is arranging your books, whether it is arranging things in your kitchen, whether it is arranging things in your rooms, whether it is doing things in your office, let everything be done properly. My Bible says, let everything be done decently and in order. In other words, let everything be done with excellence. I don't know how to push that across to you, because I know if you capture what I'm saying and receive it into your mind, if you decide, you know what, from today I am stopping this mediocre lifestyle, I'm stopping these things where I'm doing things haphazardly without considering, where I'm having a messed up way of thinking and a messed up way of doing things, everything is messy. I'm getting out of my mess and I'm deciding to live as a person of excellence. If you desire to do that, listen to me, you will be rewarded. We will admire you. The problem with many of us, don't care. Some of you, if I get carried in your car, I wouldn't even want to stay in that car for 2 minutes because it's a mess. It's dirty, everything everywhere. It's just a mess. And I look at it and I see how it is. I realize this is a man who is a mediocre, or a woman who is mediocre. This is a person who have no understanding of what it means to be a person of excellence. If I come to your house is smelling. Your house has every mess that you can think about. I will look at you and say, this is not a person I want to be near for a while. No, because this is not a person of excellence. You see, when you're not a person of excellence, people don't even want to be around you. But when you're a person of excellence, people admire you, people desire you, people want to relate with you, and at the end of the day, the people reward you. Everybody's looking for a person of excellence. They don't want to be persons of excellence themselves, but they are looking for somebody who is a person of excellence. Now, you need to be different. You need to be that person of excellence. Let everything you're doing be done in a neat way. Now, listen, being a person of excellence doesn't need to be expensive. Because some of you, when I talk about a person of excellence, you're thinking in terms of how expensive it will be a person of excellence. Did you know there are people who have money and they are a messy, messy life? They have an extremely dirty life. They have an extremely messy life. They are people you don't want to be near them. What does that tell me? It tells me it's not about being with money. It's about the attitude you have within yourself and then deciding to implement and to act upon that attitude. Making sure that everything around you is good, including even the way you physically look biologically. You know, the way you maintain your face, your hair, your teeth, your body, everything. I hate it when I go to places and I meet a man who is smelling so much sweat. For example, you know, the armpits and all that, they are smelling terrible. That kind of a person, you don't even want to be near them. But you know, when you go to a place when somebody's smelling nice, just looking nice, nicely done, hair done, everything done, what happens? You want to be near that individual. Being a person of excellence is your road to success. Being a person of excellence is your road to great wealth. Being a person of excellence is your pathway to getting financial breakthroughs. Believe me, you will always be rewarded when you're a person or a woman of excellence. I hope I'm not talking too fast, but I'm challenging you. And I want to ask you to look at the other videos that I've been talking about the persons of excellence. I'll post at the end of this video. I'm going to mention maybe 2 or so for you can go and refer back to, or you can go and listen to again. Because when you understand the principle of becoming a person of excellence, you will be shocked how your life will turn around, how things will turn around. And let me finish by saying this. A person of excellence will always get promotions when they live a life of excellence. You see, it helps you to climb ladders, by the way. When you become exceptional, it makes you climb ladders. The favors you get are exceptional. The doors that open for you are different. Why? Because you are a person of excellence. Some of us who are coming from Africa, we are so messy. We are dirty. Our brains, I guess, have also become very dirty because of the way we think. And when I talk about that, I'm not talking about immoral things, or I'm not talking about wicked things. No. I'm talking about dirt, physical dirt around us. We need to deal with that, because that is a sign you are not a person of excellence. When you are not clean, it's a bad sign. When you are not neat, it's a bad sign. When you are not particular about details, it's a bad sign. And people who are like that, most times will remain poor, and they remain in poverty. I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to the end. I really do appreciate it. Now remember, I'm here every Monday to Friday from 9 a.m. Central Standard Time for the people who are in the US. If you're watching me for the first time, please make sure you subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you can always get a notification when I send and post something. I love you so much. Make a comment, like this video, and let's meet again in the field of the millionaires. God bless you, and see you in the next video. Bye-bye.